I just got done watching season 2, episode 1 of The Pitt, and I am so excited for the rest of season 2. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 5 details that you may have missed from season 2, episode 1, and I also want to talk to you about a few of my predictions for the rest of this season. But before I get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Brandy, and I realize that you could be on any channel in the world, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. So please go ahead and like this video. It really does help the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. This episode was so good, and it was so filled with little breadcrumbs and a lot of foreshadowing of what's to come. My only complaint about this episode is that I missed seeing Dr. Jack Abbott. Dr. Abbott is my boy, and I really am hoping to see more of him in season 2. Now, the first detail that you may have missed is nestled within that toothbrush conversation between Garcia and Whitaker while they were performing surgery on the victim that was stabbed. Garcia says to Whitaker,
"Unfortunately, he also likes to use other people's toothbrushes."
And Whitaker whines that it was only one time. He only used the toothbrush because it was the same color as his. But my thing is, does this mean that Garcia and Santos are officially dating? Now, we saw on season 1 that Garcia, in my opinion, she was flirting with Santos pretty hard.
My foot is fine, but I'll let you make it up to me with a cocktail.
And we know that Whitaker is staying with Santos at this time. So Garcia must be coming over to their place on a regular basis if she has her toiletries over there. I mean, when you come to visit somebody, you typically just don't bring a toothbrush unless you're like an overnight visitor. So I'm just speculating here, but this could mean that Garcia and Santos are dating. Or could it be a misdirection? Is it Whitaker that's dating Garcia? Now, the second detail or set of details can be credited to the directors. I think they did a beautiful job of visually communicating Dr. Langdon's fall from grace. The directors consistently place Dr. Langdon lower in frame. When we first see Dr. Langdon on this episode, he's sitting down in the waiting room as if he's just a regular patient. So again, he's sitting lower in frame. And then when he finally gets access into the ER, we see that he's trying to open up his locker, which used to be on the top row, but he is unsuccessful in doing so because now his locker is at the bottom. I just think the directors did a beautiful job with letting the visuals quietly tell us what the character won't say, that his authority has been diminished, and he knows it. Dr. Langdon was so arrogant, so confident on season 1. And now to see him in season 2, he is completely humbled. But I will say this, I am rooting for Dr. Langdon. He is such an interesting, flawed character, and hopefully he can pull through, and hopefully he doesn't relapse. Third detail, and this might be a reach right here, but it has to do with the Pitt Fest memorial plaque. We see that Dr. Robby, he's riding into the ER on his motorcycle with no helmet on. He actually has the helmet like attached to his backpack, but it's not on his head, and he knows better. We see him cross over double yellow lines. He passes the ambulance and he enters the ER department. But as he's passing through the hallway, he stops at the new Pitt Fest memorial plaque. And that plaque is right across from Dr. Adamson's picture in that hallway as well. Now, can you imagine being Dr. Robby, walking down that hallway almost every day? You have to pass Dr. Adamson's picture. Now you see the Pitt Fest memorial plaque. You're walking into work. You're dealing with a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of work politics, a whole lot of death, a whole lot of chaos. It's almost as if they're trying to tell us, and I don't want to be too dark here, but maybe Dr. Robby has a death wish, or maybe he needs some serious therapy. Because we saw on season 1 that he was on the rooftop, right? You know, Dr. Abbott had to talk him off. And now we're seeing that he's riding on a motorcycle with no helmet. And now we're seeing just these new memories of his trauma within that Pitt Fest plaque. I just think they're doing a lot of foreshadowing here. But I'll talk more about that when I tell you about my predictions for the rest of the season. And the next detail involves a precious scene with Dr. Whitaker. I am loving Whitaker's confidence. I'm loving his new haircut. I love everything about Whitaker. No Whitaker slander will be tolerated at all. Did you notice how when he was working with the 2 mentors underneath him, I think their names are Joy and James, when they lost a patient, the 2 noobs, they were ready to run off and go service another patient. But Dr. Whitaker, he paused them like, listen, hold up.
When we have time is to take a moment of silence when we lose a patient, to respect their humanity.
But the detail here that was beautiful, in my opinion, was it was just some really nice camera work and some really nice direction. The camera is on Dr. Whitaker and Robby is behind him, but Dr. Robby is kind of faded out. And Dr. Whitaker is standing there saying almost the exact same words that we used to hear Dr. Robby saying on season 1. And I just think that was such a precious moment. And you can see that Dr. Robby was smiling behind Dr. Whitaker like a proud dad. Now, the fifth detail that you may or may not have missed, and this may be nothing or it may be something, but Dr. Langdon, at the beginning of the episode, he did not have on his wedding ring. And I noticed it because when he was trying to get into the top locker, he could not get in and his hand was clearly visible with no ring on it. But then by the end of the episode, he had his wedding band on. So I'm not sure if that was just a snafu, like a mistake when he was in wardrobe, maybe forgot to put on a ring, or was it something intentional there? And my guess is the writers are trying to tell us something. Maybe his marriage is on the rocks. I mean, he was in rehab for 10 months. Now let's talk about theories and predictions, and comment down below. Let me know what are your predictions after seeing season 2, episode 1. But one of my predictions has to do with the abandoned baby. We see at the end of this episode that there was a cliffhanger that Dr. L, she was looking at the results of the baby's blood work, and the way her face was, she looked shocked. She looked sad. It looks like the blood just drained completely from her face. And I'm guessing here that we're going to get some background information on Dr. L, because to me, the way she looked at that baby and those results, it was personal. So I'm not sure if something happened to her in her past with a family member. Maybe she had a baby that passed away from whatever condition that this baby has that she just realized by reading the results. Not sure about that. But I'm guessing through that storyline, we are going to get a lot of background information about Dr. Al-Hashimi. Now, my next prediction is Dr. Robby is not going on sabbatical. I think that A, either a crisis is going to happen in the ER where they really need him, or B, I really think that he might get into an accident, because I think that they were foreshadowing that something might happen to him, being that he rode into the ER department again with no helmet on. And then we see within like 10-15 minutes in the episode, we see Dr. Langdon telling the patient, like, listen, you always have to wear a helmet. So I do think there's some foreshadowing there. And I doubt that Dr. Robby is going to be able to go on his sabbatical. My next prediction has to do with one of my favorite patients, Louis. Now, I think that Louis might pass away, guys. I really think that Louis is going to make us all cry. But I think through Louis's passing that Dr. Langdon is going to learn a lesson. I think that Dr. Langdon, and this takes me into another prediction, I think that Dr. Langdon is really going to struggle to stay clean. I do not think that it's going to be an easy journey for him whatsoever. We're going to see him struggling. And I think when he sees that Louis passes away due to his addiction to alcohol, I think that Dr. Langdon will have a wake-up call. Lastly, I think we are in for a ride with the deaf patient. I love seeing her perspective where we barely heard any sound where they were showing her POV. I think she's a nice addition to this season. And some people were even online speculating whether or not she was the mother to the abandoned baby. For instance, maybe she was the mom. Maybe she didn't hear them calling out. Maybe she's in some type of postpartum psychosis. And maybe she is just not understanding what's happening. But I see a lot of people speculating that she is the baby's mom. I'm not sure if I'll go that far, but I am really looking forward to hearing her story and finding out why she's at the ER. Nonetheless, I am very excited about season 2. Guys, watch it with me. I will be covering all 15 episodes. And if you made it this far in the video, again, tell me your theories, your predictions, what stood out to you in season 2, episode 1. And also, if you made it this far in the video, drop a peace sign down below. Let me know you made it this far. I will see you all next time. Stay safe out there. Love you. Peace.